And we are back. Rhonda Boyle here with Anas Aldahoud. How you doing, Anas?
I'm doing great.
Good. This is part 2 of our 3-part series on the talent theme of adaptability. Now, this time we're going to be talking about some of the blind spots. Let's start off with that, Anas. Help us understand what blind spots are in the way for adaptability.
Again, I'm going to start this part as I started the other videos, mature and immature. The more mature it is, I think the best way to explain this, you choose the right environment. The environment that brings your best, that allows you to be yourself in the moment. And you're probably a person that don't have a lot of worry. The more immature it is, no direction at all. You're all over the place because you're following a lot of things that come your way. I know this is a really big one, last minute work. These people tend to leave the work until the last second, although they are actually good when they are pressured, but still sometimes if it's you overdo it, and then you don't have no planning. And again, all of these things are part of your personality, but just not having them at all, some way or another, even through partnering with people, can be dangerous. And from it comes the blind spot. And sometimes people see you as a follower, like you don't just following people. Again, you mentioned this in the first video, you're not committed. You agree with people on things and you change. And again, with no planning, a lot of disasters can happen. And there is a lot of way to overcome this.
Yes, one other thing I want to add is I do believe a blind spot for people high in adaptability, and I say this knowing that it's high for me, is that we really don't have a good concept of time. You know, it's like, okay, I'll be there in a minute, and an hour goes by because, you know, we got into or we flowed right into the next thing. And so we kind of, it can be a challenge sometimes for us to really be time committed.
Yes, and I have a story. I'm gonna save it for the internal conflict part, but I know you're gonna know and totally understand what I'm talking about.
Okay, great. Let's talk about things that really irritate people with adaptability.
I think one of the worst thing is routine schedule. You cannot have a person with adaptability and you force it's like in the morning you will do this, then you're gonna work out, and then after workout you're gonna it just if the day is the same, couple of days like in a row that are the same, this really kills them. And I know I've talked about this. I'm just repeating it as how important it is. Long-term goals. You cannot ask someone with high adaptability where you see yourself in 10 years from now. Trust me, you're not gonna get the answer that you're looking for.
Yes, I so agree with you. Routine, monotony. Make sure that you're in a place where you have the flexibility to bend and flow and choose what you want to do in the day, and you have enough variety, because that's a real deep need for somebody high in adaptability. Boredom will kill them. So let's talk about potential conflicts. Again, we've talked about routine. That's certainly going to bring about a conflict. But what else?
What the story I was saving for you, it comes in the internal conflict. And this, because adaptability is my second strength, it happens to me all the time. When we plan, like we're traveling and then we have to be at the airport, like maybe like 2 hours or 2 hours and a half ahead. I'm always calm. Like everybody around me is like panicking. We're not gonna be there in time. Like, guys, just relax. We're gonna be there. Don't worry. And I'm taking my time. I'm only packing my bag just 3 hours before the flight.
Right.
And this is where the internal conflicts come. Suddenly you realize like, I don't have the time that I thought I had. And you start panicking. And this is something that you should be aware of. For external, as you said, any person who's gonna force you into routine, like strategic managers who expect you to be like them. Although strategic is a really good partner, but if he expects you to be like him, like plan ahead and be ready and think about all the scenarios that will happen, there might be a conflict there as well. So
yes, I mentioned earlier about how time blocks. A lot of people think that the solution, since people high in adaptability can't seem to maintain routines, is to put them in a routine, and time blocking, like you can only do this then. That's a death knell for somebody high in adaptability to be blocked off like that, because they feel such a resistance and like they've lost their freedom. All right, Anas, we will be back with our next segment, which is talking about growing and developing this amazing adaptability talent. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Anas, we'll see you then.